What's up, everybody? Wanted to roll out this month's client advantage or the WFG advantage. And this month was kind of interesting. You saw all of the data that came out with NOAA or from NOAA earlier in the month, where inventory is sort of climbing. Prices aren't really dropping yet, but it's starting to feel like there's a shift. And so what that really created for me between both Noah's piece, reading multiple articles in the last few days, and then diving into some of the stuff that came out from Redfin, which is kind of pushed through Rocket Mortgage. There was a really interesting article that I'm going to share with you, and it's part of where this all came from. But the big thing is based on just the little amounts of change in what we've seen in the rate market. Home buyers are now gaining $16,000 in purchasing power. So what we've got, and you can read going to be link to this article inside of the sales advantage. So you'll be able to see that. But what this has really done is it's created a situation where, if I go ahead and change this over, we've got this new kind of market where there's a bit of what I like to call flat tide. So fishing, crabbing, whatever, there's this period where the tide goes out and then it's starting to come back in and everything gets flat and then it comes back in. And right before it starts going back out, there's this really flat time. That's sort of where we're at right now. And so what we're going to do with this, the goal of the Slack Tide campaign is really to identify sellers that have been on the fence because they think that their house is going to keep going up. With inventory changing, it sort of feels like that may not be the case longer. So they're going to have more competition. And now for buyers, it's going to be one of those situations where, they get a little more buying power, getting both through seasonality, through the rate changes, and through more competition. There might be a great opportunity for them right now too. So what I'm trying to do is also, because of one of the questions has been like, who's this trying to identify? I added one more piece into this, the sales advantage, which is the client persona. So the two we're really looking at is it's the move up sellers, and it's either the first time buyers or the sideline buyers that haven't been able to find anything, or they were waiting for some sort of either rate drop or competition where they might be able to negotiate a little something. So those are the two we're coming after. For execution, the 16,000 number came directly from the Redfin article I just showed you. There is both an inventory number and a median price number that both came from RMLS. So that is a real-time data. And then from the leverage, it's with rising inventory, they're going to get more competition that could cause prices to drop. We don't know. It's sort of sitting slack right now. But with them sitting, pricing a lot of time is the only thing that they can compete on. So get them ahead of this. It may not really last further into the fall or winter. For buyers, you have a lower rate environment, at least currently. So you have to be quick and dynamic with that. But there are also more homes to see right now. So it could be something where you can get, sellers pitted against one another. So if I then go to share the actual piece here, if we're looking at the Slack Tide marketing piece, the big grab is, did you just gain $16,000? That will get them to open it. So then we'll go in, we'll say like, look, right now in Portland, homes are sitting on the market. So there is some fear of price dropping. At the same time, mortgage rates just fell and post their biggest decline since May, giving up to $16,000 in additional buying power. So as always, what does this mean for you? For sellers, inventory just rose up to 3.6 months. The listings are outpacing the pending, which is the important part here, meaning more building inventory. And in that situation, that usually puts price pressure. So get in front of that. For buyers, if you're waiting any longer, you may end up getting in a worse rate environment. We don't know where this is going to go. But right now you can negotiate potentially on both terms and, the rates and the price and everything else. So there's a lot going in your opportunity. So whether you're buying or selling, there are opportunities on both sides. This is we're an interesting place right now where it's sort of settling, and we're figuring is if that pendulum will finally shift over to the buyer side. So that's what I have for this month. Hopefully that's beneficial. If you do listen to this whole video, let me know if you like the client personas or if that's something that helps. If it doesn't, I won't continue to build that, but I just thought it would be a little bit more clear and easy for you. So have a great week. I hope everyone had an amazing 4th of July, and we will talk soon.